What's up, YouTube? Sir Hunt's Reviews. Where's my beard? It's not here. But basically this video is going to be about Star Wars Episode 8 plot leak. Basically, we all know this plot leak is bullshit. It is probably maybe 99.9% false. A few of the scenes that happen that it summarizes, I could see maybe happening, but it's from moviepilot.com. The only point of me doing this video is because it is, after all those things negatively being said about it, it is entertaining. And that's what YouTube is. It's entertainment. If you look at the category of this video, it says entertainment. Alright, but yeah, so anyway, let's get right into it. Starts off with Finn, Poe Dameron, and BB-8 are on their way to an unknown planet to retrieve Lando Calrissian. But they are being pursued by Captain Phasma, Brienne of Tarth, and the First Order. Finn and Poe land and ask around where they might be able to find Lando, but no one knows or have ever heard that name before. Suddenly, a hooded figure pulls him aside and takes off his hood to reveal that he is in fact Lando, and that he's been using a fake name. Finn tells Lando that Han has been killed and General Leia needs his help with the Resistance. Lando agrees to this and makes his daughter come with him. They're almost about to escape they're almost about to leave when Captain Phasma and the First Order stormtroopers start attacking the village. Poe and company escape, but Captain Phasma puts a tracking device on their ship. Alright. You know, that actually, other than the fact that they're there to see Lando Calrissian, I don't actually see how that couldn't happen. That could definitely happen. I mean, I don't see them going to the planet to get Lando Calrissian. I could see them just being at a random planet trying to, like, somehow help the Resistance, and then they get attacked by the Chrome Trooper and her peoples. I could totally see that, because they said that a lot of her scenes were cut from Episode 7. So they talked about giving her more scenes in Episode 8. I could totally see her being, not necessarily in the opening scene, but in a scene very similar to that. Then cut to Rey. Months after the events of The Force Awakens, making her way through an old temple, she finds a hooded figure. Rey thinks the hooded figure is Luke, but the hooded figure in fact reveals himself to be Kylo Ren, now wearing his iconic mask. I don't know what that means. I guess he's going to get some I'm sure he'll actually get some upgrades in Episode 8. He ignites his unstable lightsaber, which I think is bullshit, because probably at that point, if it's been months after The Force Awakens, I'm sure he's somehow managed to stabilize it or get a kyber crystal that isn't cracked. When he lights his unstable lightsaber, it ignites the room to lights up the room to reveal dead bodies of Luke's old Padawans. Rey is suddenly surrounded by the Knights of Ren. Rey tries to run away, but only gets a few feet before she spots Han Solo. Kylo Ren then comes out of nowhere and stabs Han Solo. His body falls. Rey is now surrounded by the Knights of Ren. Kylo walks over to her. He takes off his mask to reveal a huge facial scar she gave him on the Starkiller base. He ignites his lightsaber and then begins to proceed towards Rey. Rey then wakes up, realizing it was only a dream. She's in a small room, and she looks over at the table, and it's Luke's lightsaber. Cut to Kylo Ren. He is humiliated by his defeat on Starkiller Base, and now has been fully consumed by the dark side. Kylo Ren, who was almost done with his training, is introduced to a new Sith, Benicio del Toro, a.k.a. He's introduced by Benicio del Toro by Supreme Leader Snoke. I was about to say AKA such and such, but I couldn't even remember his name from that movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. He was like the Vault Keeper or some shit. The Collector. Yeah, that was his name. Kylo Ren, who was almost done with this training, is introduced to a new Sith by... I just said that. It is then revealed that Snoke is actually Palpatine, deformed after being thrown into the Death Star shaft. That is a load of bullshit. If they do that, I'll probably walk out of the movie, dude. But, yeah, come on. The same villain for fucking 8 movies? That's not believable. But yeah, anyway. It is then revealed that he used his Force powers to make a force field, which then prevented him from dying when the Death Star 2 blew up. More backstory will be explored in episode 9 when Luke finds out about it. Benicio del Toro's character is a character who is believed to be a respected Republican in the New Republic, but he is actually a Sith. Del Toro's character senses that Ren is full of hatred now, and he suggests killing his own father, that killing Han Solo was an act of matchless evil. Basically meaning no evil that Snoke could commit would be the same as Kylo Ren killing Han Solo. And then he says that he basically suggests to Snoke that he kills Kylo Ren. And he basically says that you should be careful to trust him. Cut back to Rey. Rey, after waking up from her dream, walks into a room with Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 in it. Luke senses that Rey had that dream again, revealing that she has had that dream multiple times. Rey finishes her breakfast, but then senses something, obviously very important. Luke realizes what she senses and bids her good luck before she leaves with her staff. Rey is now venturing across Octo's horrible and deadly terrain. She uses the Force to get her where she needs to go. Hopefully she does some kind of like awesome Force jump action, maybe up a waterfall. I don't know. I thought I heard something about the entire planet of Octo. It's actually a real temple in real life, and monks used to go visit that shit way back in the 6th century. But anyway, I heard that planet Octo is supposed to be surrounded by water. So apparently what I heard, either this person who made this shit up didn't hear about that, or what I heard was bullshit. But anyway, she goes inside a deep cave. She reaches a large central chamber and notices a light coming from the center of it. She then makes her way towards the light, and then a Wampa-like creature tries to attack her. She tries to fight him off, but the cave starts to collapse. She grabs what the light is, which is actually a kyber crystal, and then runs out of the cave. I don't know if they would actually show her. I don't think in any well, no, I'm not going to say that either. I think that scene's probably plausible. I mean, I don't know. See, if you take these scenes out of context and you start to break them down individually, you could see them somehow happening, but maybe when she's fighting Kylo Ren, Luke's old lightsaber that she's been using ends up getting damaged, and she does in fact have to build a new one. I could totally see that, but I don't know if they would show her doing all that shit to go get the kyber crystal. Cut back to Poe. Finn, BB-8, and Lando and his daughter. They all arrive at the Resistance base to meet Leia. Leia convinces Lando that he must now become a general for the Resistance. Cut to Phasma and General Hux aboard the Finalizer. Captain Phasma informs General Hux that they have found the Resistance base by tracking Poe. Hux informs Supreme Leader Snoke, and Snoke tells him to gather Kylo Ren and the rest of the Knights of Ren, along with Captain Phasma and many other First Order troops. They raid the Resistance base. Hux and Kylo devise a plan to capture General Leia and lure Luke and Rey in so they can kill them. So there will be no more imminent threat to the First Order. Now, I'm just cut back to Rey and Luke, and they're basically chilling, and it shows that, Rey and Luke, and it shows that Rey has just finished up her lightsaber. Luke ends up telling Rey the story about how he thinks that the reason why Kylo Ren got first tempted to the dark side and out of his Jedi temple is because a senator fucking convinced him to join the dark side of the Force. I don't know about you, but that sounds a little bit too repetitive, so I didn't want to read from that, and I'd summarize it up for you guys, because that shit is, I don't know, it's just like, yeah, I don't see them repeating. I do get that episode 7 was very similar to episode 5 and 6, but I don't see them repeating major plot lines in the sequel to that. I feel like episode 8 is going to be more of going its own direction. Like, they're going to... I could see them trying to get rid of the rest of the old cast, because that's what they said they were going to do. Hopefully we'll get some awesome fucking fight scenes with Luke this movie, but I could see them trying to do their own thing, because, you know, ultimately in the last one is probably just going to be all the new characters. Rey, Finn, BB-8, Poe Dameron. Of course, BB-8 because they're droids. It's Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get back to it. Luke and Rey then... so Luke ends up sensing that Leia's in danger because they're getting... Obviously, Luke's getting raided by... Leia's getting raided by the First Order troops. So Luke senses that his sister's in danger. Luke and Rey then arrive on the Resistance base to find it under attack. First Order troops everywhere, and the Resistance is struggling to fight back. Luke pulls out his iconic green lightsaber and starts to help fight. Rey does the same, revealing her new lightsaber is blue. Cut to Poe, Finn, Chewbacca, Lando, and Lando's daughter. They are suddenly ambushed by members of the Knights of Ren but manage to defeat them. Finn then spots Rey across the battlefields and starts to run towards her. But he is then confronted by a familiar foe, Brienne of Tarth, Captain Phasma. He then goes to confront Luke. Finn and Phasma battle it out for a while until Finn escapes. So hopefully they give her a sick-ass fight scene with Finn. Cut to Kylo Ren. Ren breaks into the Resistance base and confronts Leia. Kylo Ren is about to kill her, but then senses Luke and Rey's presence. He orders stormtroopers to guard Leia and then to confront Luke, meeting with Supreme Leader Snoke. Luke and Rey start to battle Kylo Ren and Snoke. The lightsaber battle was labeled as intense, incredible, and part emotional. Luke faces off against Snoke. He does not recognize that Snoke is Palpatine because Snoke is all deformed. While Rey takes on Ren. Luke eventually damages Snoke heavily and he flees, leaving Ren to battle Luke and Rey alone. Rey manages to hurt Kylo, and then Kylo reveals something. Their cousin. She is Luke's daughter. That is probably the most true thing out of this whole thing. They made episode 7 very easy to follow, so I could totally see them following it up with, hey, you know what, Luke? You know what, Rey? This is your daughter. Luke, I am your father. He gets to say that to Rey. That would be awesome. Luke then attacks Kylo Ren and starts a big battle sequence between Luke and Rey versus Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren. The battle is quickly over and Luke and Rey kill many members of the Knights of Ren. The First Order has called off the attack and the Resistance flees. Rey runs out of Luke's sight before he could talk to her, running into the forest of Dakar, the planet where the Resistance was. Here's a voice that seems familiar. The voice tells her to go somewhere. She sees the ship and runs towards it. Meanwhile, Luke hears a loud noise behind him. The Millennium Falcon appears and Luke gets on. Then they leave. So I don't know if they're trying to say that Rey randomly heard some shit and she ran off and got on some random ship. I don't know, but basically also there's a follow-up part where she recognizes that familiar voice is actually Obi-Wan Kenobi, Force Ghost, and Force Ghost Yoda. I don't know about that. Like I said, the whole thing is bullshit. Not to get misconceived as if I wrote that. That is from moviepilot.com. It is, to say the very least, entertaining. There was that one true statement, which is probably that Rey is actually Luke's daughter. That would go with the continuity of the story. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Once again, that's from moviepilot.com, and this is my opinions on the matter. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. I want to thank you guys for watching, and let's shoot for 3 likes on this video. Peace.